All right, T Squad, buckle up because today's episode is taking you deep into Buckingham Palace with all the latest royal family drama, power plays, and secret meetings. This is Dropping the Tea, and I'm your host, Kirsty, here to serve you the real royal scoop, no sugarcoating, just pure unfiltered gossip. So grab your tea, because this one's rich. Let's start with some major behind-the-scenes tea, shall we? King Charles and Prince Harry's teams have been meeting in secret, trying to work out a truce to end the royal feud. They recently met at a private London club, low-key, no cameras, just hush-hush peace talks. Harry's even offered to share his public schedule with the palace as a peace offering. Now, whether that's a genuine olive branch or a smart PR move, that's up for debate, but it shows that the doors aren't completely closed. But because there's always a but, a new royal biography claims that Harry and Prince Andrew got into a physical fight years ago over some nasty remarks Andrew allegedly made about Meghan Markle. Harry's team has come out swinging, calling the claims a complete fabrication. So while the palace is trying to stitch things back together, old wounds keep getting reopened. Now, onto the royal wallet, King Charles is tightening the purse strings, and the royal train is officially on its last tracks. Yep, the historic train, which costs an eye-watering amount per trip, is being retired by 2027. This is part of Charles's plan to modernize and trim down royal expenses. But don't get it twisted, the sovereign grant is actually going up, mainly to fund major renovations at Buckingham Palace. We're talking asbestos removal, new landscaping, and making the palace fit for the future. But it's not all about money. The palace has also been working to improve diversity behind the scenes. Over 12% of royal staff now come from ethnic minority backgrounds, and more than half are women. The goal is to push these numbers even higher by the end of the year, which could give the monarchy a much-needed modern boost. Let's switch gears to international affairs because King Charles and Queen Camilla recently visited Canada. This was their first official trip there as monarchs, and it was a huge deal they opened Parliament in Ottawa, something that hadn't been done by a reigning monarch since the 1970s. This visit came right after some tense political moments with former U.S. President Donald Trump's annexation comments, making it clear that Canada was standing firm on its independence. The King's speech received a standing ovation, which is rare for these kinds of events. Back in London, the Trooping the Colour celebration had its own emotional undertones this year. While the royal family appeared on the Buckingham Palace balcony as always, they also held a minute's silence to honor victims of a recent aviation tragedy. It was a delicate balance of tradition and respect, showing that the monarchy is trying to stay connected to real-world issues despite the ongoing anti-monarchy protests. Speaking of family updates, Peter Phillips, Princess Anne's son, has announced his engagement to Harriet Sperling, an NHS nurse. This will be his second marriage, and the ceremony is expected to be a modest affair. But here's the tea: this wedding might become a family reunion, potentially bringing Prince Harry back into the royal fold for the first time in years. Now, let's not forget Prince Andrew's latest property battle. Despite King Charles trying to reclaim the royal lodge for Prince William and Kate, Andrew has legally secured his right to stay. The lease, which dates back to the early 2002, means Andrew isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This is yet another flashpoint in the ongoing tensions within the family, as the firm tries to navigate Andrew's controversial legacy while maintaining public support. And finally, the palace is bracing for an upcoming state visit that has everyone on edge. Former President Donald Trump is expected to visit in September, and officials are worried that his off-the-cuff remarks about immigration could place King Charles in a very uncomfortable political spotlight. This comes at a time when the king is dealing with his own health issues, making the timing less than ideal. T-Squad, as you can see, it's a delicate balancing act over at the palace right now: tradition versus modernization, family drama versus public duty. The monarchy's trying to evolve, but those family skeletons, they just won't stay in the closet. If you enjoyed this royal deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep this tea flowing. Share this episode with your friends because you know they want the royal gossip too. And if you've got any inside tea or thoughts on this royal mess, email me, links in the description. That's it from me today, Kirsty, your tea-spilling bestie, signing off from Dropping the Tea, where we always keep the kettle hot and the gossip hotter. Catch you next time, Tea Squad.